Memories in the Mist. Kilimanjaro expedition to commemorate 100 years since the discovery of Alzheimer's disease. Life is a mad dash. Or is it all just an illusion? When we are young, we think that we are invincible. We don't see the romance of time as it passes, and we don't see the fragile cobweb that maps our lives. Then one rainy Sunday afternoon, a mist descends on our memory of the past, and the history of our identity is obscured for eternity. The events of the previous day catch glimpses of meaning. The odd familiar face flickers in the twilight of our mind, like the faint rays of a once warm sun breaking through clouds nestled between snow-covered peaks. But we can see no further than that afternoon, and the sparkling pinnacles of a meaningful life are shrouded forever in the mists of time. It doesn't hurt, because we no longer know what should hurt or why. It doesn't hurt, because we no longer recall what hurt means. The world carries on around us, but we are no longer a part of it. We stay stranded in the suffocating mists of our mind. Why have the memories left us? Who has the mist descended? What has happened to our mind, to our memories, to our past? Why does our mind play such sinister games with us? If we were wise, we would know that this could happen to any one of us. So a band of enthusiastic climbers from all walks of life set out on a pilgrimage so that we might know, and the world might know, that the age in which we live is all about togetherness, and to draw our attention to the fact that the clouds that drift across the horizon could descend on us as mist at any time. This was a pilgrimage organized by the Alzheimer's Disease International in the form of an expedition to the peak of Uhuru, to the Great Kilimanjaro. We have a great experience and a great adventure ahead of us that we can tell to our grandchildren with pride if we can remember and if we are capable of remembering. My name is Anikó Sipos and I come from Hungary. The Hungarian Alzheimer Society asked me to represent Hungary in the centenary Kilimanjaro expedition organized by the Alzheimer's Disease International and to film my trip. I have climbed several peaks in the Alps and climbed Mont Blanc and Kilimanjaro twice. I was delighted to accept the invitation. I'm honored to take part in such a large-scale expedition, and I'm confident that our mission will be successful and that we will achieve our aim of highlighting the difficulties experienced by sufferers and their family members. Everyday life, I have a busy home life looking after my 3-year-old son and work as one of the founders of Caravan Publishing that is involved in book and film publishing as well as operating the Kursankende Equestrian Center. With the initial introductions out of the way, we look on as our guides pack everything up for the week that lies ahead.
My name is Rubén Torres. I come from the Dominican Republic in the Caribbean. The Dominican Alzheimer Association invited me to join this effort as I have climbed. I was participating in an expedition the year before in 2005, a Dominican expedition to Mount Kilimanjaro, and they asked me if I wanted to help with the fundraising efforts and raising awareness as well for the disease, and I happily accepted since last November. For a normal day living, I'm a marine biologist working full-time for a foundation called Reef Check, which its main objective is to monitor coral reef health around the world. We're right now in more than 80 countries around the world doing a lot of conservation activities for coral reef.
I'm Hanne Sørensen from Copenhagen, Denmark. I got involved with this project by my work. I work as a nurse in a memory clinic in a Copenhagen University Hospital. And we are cooperated with Alzheimer's Association. And they asked me if I wanted to join this, and I said yes.
I'm Dave McCammon. I'm from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I got involved in Alzheimer's through an employee of ours that asked me if I would do it. I got involved 3 months ago.
I'm Jane Harrod-Saris from Michigan in the United States of America. I work for the Alzheimer's Association, which is how I heard about the Ascent for Alzheimer's World team. I work in education and training, helping caregivers and persons with dementia kind of overcome different obstacles and barriers and hopefully make their journey with the disease a little bit easier. And then personally, my grandmother has dementia, the vascular type, and also Alzheimer's disease. And then last October, my mom was diagnosed with the early stage of Alzheimer's. So now I'm caring for them personally as well. So it's kind of touching me in lots of different ways.
Hi, my name is Paul Waterboon from the U.S., from Chicago. Got involved in this when ADI offered an opportunity for us to, or people around the world, to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. And I applied for it, and was one of the lucky 10 people to get picked to go climb Mount Kilimanjaro. I'm an IT person, so I do computers and phone systems, actually for the Alzheimer's Association in the U.S.
The bags are packed, and the locals and the visitors get acquainted.
Hello.
Leon, Eric, Joseph, Ray, and Nico. Nico.
Where are we going? Why did we come all this way? Oh yeah, we came for memories and that we should be worthy of them.
We're not crossing enough to get our seats.
My name is Melanie Legg and I'm from London in the United States. I work for Alzheimer's Disease International, which is the international federation of 75 Alzheimer associations around the world. And we thought that for the centenary year we should do something quite big, something to commemorate the centenary. And so we just thought to team up with the Alzheimer Society of British Columbia. And together we came up with this idea and of the world team. And so then it was just a matter of recruiting people. And we were lucky enough to find some candidates, some brilliant candidates from all over the world who were interested in participating. And the rest really just history.
Todd Gelfand. I live in Santa Monica, California in the United States. And I got involved in this project because I had a mother who died 2 years ago of Alzheimer's disease. So my family's been very involved in the Alzheimer's Association in the United States. And my sister, who's on one of the boards there, got an email saying that they're putting together a team to climb Mount Kilimanjaro, and she volunteered me. And although I didn't have any intention of going, it resulted in a change in my life in which I lost a lot of weight, did a lot of training. I'm not climbing mountains, I am an accountant in California, so there's not much that I do in my day-to-day job that's like climbing this mountain.
I can still vividly recollect my first 2 expeditions to Kilimanjaro and the unforgettable scents and scenes of Africa. You have to come back to a place like this. It is said that Western visitors can't always see beyond the poverty of life here, but when I think back to Africa, I can still feel the warmth, welcome, respect and honesty of her people.
I'm Claudia Lai. I'm a nurse in profession. I teach in a university. I volunteer for the Hong Kong Alzheimer's Disease Association for almost 10 years. This year I was nominated, not this year, last year I was nominated to the Alzheimer's Disease International Board. So early this year, they sent around an email saying that there are places for people to join in the world team, and I consider this option would be a good thing to raise money and also raise awareness for Alzheimer's disease. as much incorporating my personal hobby. So after a while, I decided I would join.
Finishing touches before we set off and registering as we enter the Kilimanjaro National Park.
My name is Nasuh Mahruki. I am from Turkey. I'm a professional mountain climber. And when this Alzheimer Ascent of Kilimanjaro project came to Turkey, to Turkish Alzheimer Association, they thought of my name and they just called me to ask whether I'm interested in and I will do the climb for them or not. And I said why not, because I'm also the leader of an NGO in Turkey, the famous Search and Rescue Association. So I like NGOs and I like the way they work and the way they serve the society, the community. So I just wanted to help them and I spared my 10 days, 2 weeks time for this project. I climbed Kilimanjaro before in 1996 when I was doing this 7 Summits project. So this is my second ascent actually. Everyday life, I'm a professional mountain climber, but I'm also a writer, photographer, and I teach at the university. I organize seminars on team building and leadership. So, and I'm also the leader of this Search and Rescue Association called AKUT. It's a voluntary search and rescue team. So it takes a lot of time off me, but everybody is voluntarily involved, including myself. But it's a way to serve the community. Actually, this is how we approach this idea.
And off we go! I'm delighted to rediscover the richness of life in the rainforest, to be greeted once again by the black and white velvet monkeys, and delight in the beauty of the fire-red Kilimanjaro lily. Spirits are high on the first night, and we make friends with one another and with the mountain.
No. I'm very self-effacing.
Kibo watches us from afar all the way up to the top, while the mountain reaches its decision.
You're so weird.
We trust that it will find us worthy of our undertaking and allow us to conquer Great Uhuru for the memories of 24 million of our fellow beings. The road to the next camp is long and arduous. We take a little rest. The silhouette of a town appears beneath us. It is here that I feel that I can be the person I truly am, like a thought traveling endlessly through time. The masks fall away, cultural and social routines lose all meaning, and there are no expectations. There is nothing more than freedom. I came here of my own free will, so that I might help to keep their memories alive as well as my own. I can feel the gift of opportunity that life presents, and I never want to forget it. None of us should forget what we have. We eventually arrive at camp after a very long day. The clouds dance below, the sun retires to its bed, and the crescent moon stands watch for the night. We are slowly walking by the mountain and the excitement of the coming day.
Cheers. Yes. Yes.
It will be a day when we continue our pilgrimage to the amazing Mavenzitan camp. "Why are you here?" asks the Tarn like a tear in a smile. From the humble housewife to the proud president, from the inexperienced to the old hand, any one of us can have the door to our inner mind slammed shut behind us. Modern society often prefers to look in the other direction if someone, anyone, falls victim to this trap. I think it's a mistake. Much more has to be done to understand so that the sky might clear once more, that the fog might lift, and the memories of life return. We spend the day acclimatizing to the altitude by the Tarn. We decide to take a walk to help our bodies readjust to the new environment. The mist threatens to envelope us every now and again, but no sooner has it formed than it disappears. The landscape dons a cloak of all white when we take our afternoon rest. Everything has been cleansed, and perhaps even our spirits and memories re-emerge from the distant past. The place is simply perfect for reflection and recollection. Our pilgrimage continues. A human snake waves its way in the saddle between Mavenzi and Kibo under a mystical veil of mist. We reach the final camp. We lift our eyes to the path as it climbs to the crater rim and the glaciers on it. We will be there soon. We are all starting to feel the effects of trekking at altitude, and the excitement starts to build. There was a sparkling sunshine just a couple of days ago, and now everything is dark. We can't see. The limpid light from our headlamps creates the foolish illusion that we know where we are, but in reality we can't even step beyond our own size. Short of breath and getting weary as our lungs do battle with the foolish fear of death. We trek up and up the shining mountain into the dawn. We are stunned by the sight of the earth's curve, the clouds at our feet, and our companions on the path below. The sense of solitude is overwhelming. Why are we here? Perhaps it will come to us again like a fading star in the black night sky. Why are we here? We are here for others. Why are we here? We are here for memories in the mist. We are here for the memories of others that are important to them. We are here for something unfathomable. We are here for what is holy to others. At this height, each step is a forgettable instant because we think that it is better to forget. But as the summit draws closer, we can feel that there is something deeper and something sacred. We take tiny steps like little thoughts as we drag ourselves up through the dust. The thought suddenly occurs to us. Perhaps we don't want to forget this after all. But what will happen if life robs us of this, as it has done to those we are here to remember? Will there be someone to light the torch for us? Will we be able to take the light, the faith, and the strength from the shining mountain? Just a little further to celebrating at the summit. Will we find that we expect when we eventually make it to the top? Will we feel and will we know the weight and responsibility of our every step? But who thinks of such things now at Uhuru Peak? Life will hold us accountable for all that we have taken on by following our faith with this pilgrimage. But the real challenge is still to come, to carry the light that it might break through the clouds once again.
We're a group of 10 individuals who got together to climb this mountain to raise money for Alzheimer's. From 7 different countries around the world, we all made it up here together, and we raised over $250,000, I believe, for Alzheimer's disease. And today, right now, is the 100th anniversary of the discovery of the disease by Dr. Alzheimer's. And we hope to one day not have to climb this mountain again for this disease.
Great!
Woo! Well said!
Kilimanjaro, Kilimanjaro, mlima mrefu sana. Nama wenze, nama wenze, nama wenze, nama wenze, mlima mrefu sana. Ewe nyoka, ewe nyoka, ewe nyoka, ewe nyoka.
This trip has been absolutely amazing. It's more than I ever thought it could be. I didn't really have many expectations. I did a lot of reading, but it just doesn't really gear you up for what the mountain is going to be like and what Africa and Tanzania is going to be like. We have a wonderful team of people that have come together for this cause, and I'm so proud of all of them.
I don't think words could describe how personally challenging it was to get through this. It was just something you had to find the energy within yourself to make it through the whole trek, because the day we were about to climb, we did a 5-hour trek to get to our camp, had some food, got a little bit of sleep, and then at midnight, 11 o'clock we got up, and midnight we were working our way up the mountain in pitch black darkness, just following these trails that are in scree, which is almost like a sand, so your feet are just kind of falling through it, and then getting up near the top is just a lot of big rocks to kind of work your way through. It was definitely worth the experience. Yeah, I think for two reasons. One, for personally, just to be able to see if I can do something like this myself, and then the other reason for raising funds and awareness for the Alzheimer's Association.
Oh, it was fantastic, absolutely brilliant. I had an amazing time. It was really difficult, really hard, although I kind of expected it to be, so I was prepared for it. And when the sun rose over Moenzi and put the whole of Moenzi into a silhouette, it was just beautiful, absolutely beautiful, definitely worth it. And a great thing to do for World Alzheimer's Day.
I like the mountains a lot, but it was a very, very hard night. But it's a once in a life experience, I think.
We were very lucky with the weather today, climbing to the summit. We had an excellent group of climbers, which is important to the success of any expedition. We had a good harmony in the team. It was an excellent experience. I hope that we can take the message about Alzheimer's around the world with this event that we just accomplished very successfully.
The final climb was so difficult, so we were hiking up and down, and totally it was 12 hours. I don't know how to make of it. Initially there were moments as I was climbing into the night that I thought I would not make it to the top, but eventually I did. And so it was a very great experience. The scenery was very beautiful, and I enjoyed it. I loved the team.
It was challenging, something I've never done to this extent before. And I was very pleased with my fellow climbers, because many of them are here for reasons of just simply raising money for Alzheimer's. They don't necessarily have Alzheimer's in their family, but they want to make sure that there's awareness on this disease. And it really meant a lot to me to see all these people get involved in something that they really didn't have to do.
The climb was wonderful. The excitement last night getting ready for the climb. We were out of breath at this altitude, and the anticipation to know whether or not we would be out of breath as we went up the mountain. And what I found is when you get involved with Alzheimer's, you're climbing Mount Kilimanjaro, there's something in common between the two, and that's the unknown. At 65 and over, you don't know if you'll get Alzheimer's, and you can be fit, live a good life, and at 18 or 19,000 feet, you don't know whether or not you'll be able to breathe or have altitude sickness.
This is the shining mountain, the mountain of life. We went all the way up there. We took the pilgrimage to the highest point not for ourselves, but for memories. We bore our load and that of others. We didn't do this for ourselves. We didn't do it for the mountain. We didn't do it to conquer the summit, but we did it for an unknown fellow being who sits in the fog, in the loneliness of a silent room, and stares at the sun as it filters through the clouds. He can hardly recall yesterday, and the distant peaks are completely shrouded in the mist of forgetting. We came all this way for him. We came all this way for an unknown individual, a fellow human being on earth for whom we are all responsible. We suffered on the way, and the suffering hurt. We wrestled with thoughts that seemed so feeble and foolish from this height. We battled with the flood of wheres and whys. Then we suddenly thought that we were not alone, but secretly accompanied in thought by those who shared the years of solitude surrounded by the mist of their loved ones' forgetting. We went also for them who bear the real burden and feel the pain that doesn't pass. They too are consumed by all of the bad that forgetting brings. They know the real meaning of loneliness. And high up on the summit, stand by moment that will be just a smiling memory in years long from now. But what if it's gone? What will happen in our distant future if the light fades into mist and the door slams shut behind us, leaving us dependent on those outside the room? We have scaled the heights. We would like to think that we did this for them and not for ourselves.
mawenzi na mawenzi na mawenzi mima mrefu sana. Ewe nyoka, ewe nyoka, ewe nyoka, ewe nyoka, mbona wanizunguka, 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 wataka kunila nyama, kunila nyama, kunila nyama, kunila nyama, kunila nyama.